Going. Good to see you.
The channel. Welcome to the Natty Bros.
The Natty
I
Bros.
just wanted to ask you a few questions.
Let's hear them.
So the first question is, what do you think is the future of arm wrestling? Is it social media growth? So like we have stars like Brian and Eddie coming in, or is it like we get it into the Olympics? How do we grow art? Like where's the future?
Sure.
Or is it a combination?
So I would say it's a combination. The Olympics, I don't think is ever going to happen, and I don't think it would matter. The Olympics is not suited for arm wrestling in the same way a lot
What
of
about the
sports are.
non-natty?
So the enhanced games, now that's a possibility. That changes a couple things. But my prediction of the future for the sport of arm wrestling is social media will get us where we need to get. It's not going to be the peak of what's going on, but it will be what gets us there. I think what needs to happen is we need to get on major cable networks like ESPN, all these different more sporting networks. We need to make these shows more efficient. We got to cut down on a lot of time in between. I believe everybody should start set grip in straps. Every foul is running foul. It makes a better show. It makes a longer show, and I think everything is just going to run smoothly. And really, I mean, the future of the sport is North America. I think it's evident by this crowd today compared to any other place in the world. I've been to all of them, and let me tell you, these ones are the biggest, always. And once we go to Canada, and once we spread out along here and go more south of the border in those areas, it gets really interesting.
So, a follow-up question, because we have our friend David Lade right here. So, like, you watched this today. What are some things that you think could make it better?
Oh, for the viewer?
Yeah, in your opinion, as someone who's like kind of newer to arm wrestling, like coming in with a fresh perspective.
I mean, definitely, I agree a lot with what Auden said. I feel like the benefits of watching like arm wrestling highlight reels are the most like juiciest, most interesting things is all the action. But when you're watching it live, like on broadcast or in person, there's a lot of dead time. So like you said, like incorporating the strap right off the bat, that would kill like so much dead time. And other than that, I don't know exactly how it'd be gone about, but just to decrease the amount of like dead space and increase the amount of like juicy, interesting shit happening. I feel like that's the number one thing. Because other than that, arm wrestling is the coolest shit ever. So if you could just maximally show that and like minimize dead space, that's it. It's fucking Olympics. Best sport ever.
That's awesome. So this question's for you.
Yep.
What's your goal? Like, do you want to become a top 10 super heavyweight? Do you want to just grow your social media? Do you want to just grow arm wrestling? Like, do you even have one, or are you just kind of just going along for the ride right now?
It's a combination. Right now, I'm trying to be the best I possibly can be at my age and my size. But of course, the goal at the end is to become number one in category, in open, in anything I can be. And as well as that, I want to grow the sport. Not only for me, but for everybody, so that everybody can have the opportunity to enjoy this sport, make it financially possible, to commit fully to the sport, which is very difficult to do these days, but it's getting better, and it's getting there. It's to the point now that if you were at the top, if you push social media, it's very livable. So my goal is really to make that a reality for many more people, and just to kind of make the sport a better place.
Yeah. So, do you have like your first pinnacle goal? So it's like, oh, you can Dave Chafee. Like that would be, I made it for me. Like, do you have a goal, like someone in mind that like I want to work up to this in the next like 1 to 3 years or something like that?
I mean, I've got a lot of goals. I'm reaching my goals all the time. I feel like I've already made it in a lot of ways. I'm so lucky. I'm so lucky to be here. I'm so lucky to be able to chase my dreams in the sport that I love so much. I am very much looking forward to one day hopefully pulling John Brzezinski, as I feel like any aspiring arm wrestler is. I hope one day that match will happen. He's a legend of the sport, and I would just love to be able to test myself.
Yeah. Caleb and I were actually talking about that 2 days ago.
I was thinking like maybe in like 2 years. I feel like 2 years? Yeah. I think that's pretty realistic with your progression.
Well, I appreciate you guys' confidence, but we'll see. I hope so. I hope that's the case.
You don't want to wait too long because like
Exactly.
of course he's getting older.
David, you're new to the sport. What's your goal in arm wrestling? Just to get better, have fun on the table?
Like, do you have a long-term goal or like a short-term goal?
I've yet to activate any form of formal training, but once I do, and I do that for a bit, then I will like assess my level then to see if there's like any like realistic likelihood of being competitive at like a decent level. So then I would like assess it. But my main short-term goal right now, based on what Auden like explained to me, he said that most like strong people, bodybuilders, powerlifters, whatever, can have like a decent hook, decent pronation, decent cut, maybe a decent arm, but not a fucking rise. Because a rise day to day, you don't use that at all. So he taught me some sneaky movements that I'm gonna do, and I'm just gonna like up my rise, and when it's there, I'm like, okay, then we're gonna assess.
So you're gonna actually be doing like arm wrestling training?
Yeah, I have a table at home, I have cable machines and shit. He says I have all the necessary stuff.
You got a karate belt yet?
I do have a karate belt,
Nice.
yeah.
That's great.
That's awesome.
So, Auden,
Yes.
how do you deal with all the hate? Like Caleb and I kind of we have a small channel, but we're
All the
getting
love.
we're getting to the point where it's like, oh, we're getting hate comments. That means like we're starting to make it.
But honestly, at the beginning when we were getting them, I would get pissed. There was a point where I would actually get pissed from hate comments, and then I started thinking they were funny. So like, how are they for you?
Yours is like another level. Some
Yeah.
people hate on you
People
just
like-
for existing.
Yeah,
They're like,
People
oh,
love me. They all love me.
it's like, oh, he's Devin's son, so we're just gonna hate on him.
No, it's just because they love me so much. Really, that's why. That's why they talk about it. I like it because I'm always in their minds, and it's like I'm always in their hearts. So in reality, my biggest haters are actually my best friends. They just love me so much. They just can't stop thinking about me. So, I mean, thank you, everybody hating me. Please hate me more. It just makes me want to grow and makes me feel loved.
I think it's impressive and commendable. Like the way you just let it roll off your shoulder, like it is pretty impressive.
Appreciate it, guys.
But I don't want to take up any more of you guys' time.
Thank you for having us
much,
on.
Auden,
Thank you.
David. Thank you so much.
Subscribe to the Natty Bros, or I will kill you.
Thanks, guys.